Now I have this scan I took on my phone, and I'm going to drag it into Illustrator. And you'll see it comes out pretty large. Doesn't matter at all. But what does matter is that it is embedded. You see how that's grayed out? Anything that you bring in, even for reference, you want to make sure is embedded. Now, this little artboard here is going to kind of pester me, so I'm going to size the image in my artboard to be the same. And I can do that by hitting Shift-O, and that selects the artboard tool, which is also right down here in the toolbar. And I'm going to drag the artboard to be the exact size of what I'm working on. And then you'll see that it changes to a custom preset, and it will tell you how large it is. It's 45 inches by 33 inches. You might be like, good God, that's huge. Doesn't matter, because it's vectors. So we can just go back to the selection tool, and now our image and our artboard are the same size. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is reset Amy, and we've got swatches, brushes, and let's look at our layers. I'm going to do everything on one layer. Uh-oh, there we go, as soon as I can get to my layers. And I'm just going to name this layer Munny. There you go. And you'll see, if you did the little twirly, that the only thing that exists on this layer is the image, which I am going to lock. Object lock selection. Now, that does not mean the layer is locked, it means the selection is locked, so I can't accidentally move it. So I'm going to zoom in and start on the hair. Grab that pen tool. Let's get a colorful stroke. Looks like our swatches need to be reloaded, so I'm going to go to the swatch. Open swatch library. Just go to the default. Basic, video and film. It's good enough. Color is good enough. We just want a red. And then we're going to go in. We just want a stroke, no fill. In order to get these totally cool curves, we are going to be hitting the option a lot. The pachow, as you might have heard it called before. Oops. Let's see what's going on here. Zoom up a little bit.
Make the stroke.
Yeah, I need to get a much thicker stroke by going to my stroke. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And if he decides he would like to change his hairstyle at any point, that is easy peasy. Okay, now you'll notice that that is a complete path, meaning when I want to add a color to it, because who doesn't want that to be purple?
Apparently he doesn't.
He doesn't. He's like, no. Once that's purple, it is not going to, it's going to fill the entire shape, as opposed to doing something like this, where it gives you kind of a funky shape. You want to make sure that it is indeed a closed shape so that you can control it. Right? Now, I'm going to review something really quick here. One of the cool things that he did the other day, the designer of the Tokidoki, was he added a little bit of color, like a highlight in the hair. So let me show you how to do that. Command, and let's do that while looking at our layers panel. So Command C to copy, Command F to put in front. And then you'll notice in the layers panel that there's two of the same thing. The one on top, I'm going to change to, I'm going to hold the Shift key down, and I'm just going to change it a little bit, like kind of a funky orange, okay? Then I'm going to go to the knife tool, and I'm gonna just, let's see, I'm not sure exactly how I wanna do it, but I can kind of go in and make a cool design. Okay. Now, you will be able to select one side or the other and keep that. So without a stroke, that is just going to read as a highlight in the hair. Okay? And it looks much more organic than if you try to make another shape and fit it inside of there. So what we did is copied this shape, pasted it on top in front, so Command C, Command F. Then I changed the color to how I wanted, and then I cut it away using the knife tool, right? So some of the detail that's in this really cool jacket, you just want to make sure that it is closed shapes. So if I went down and grabbed the pen tool and we grab this piece, so let's switch that over here, and then maybe I can do this piece here, oops. Okay, so that can be one piece. Basically, it's almost like you're building a sandwich and you're going to be moving things around. So you're going to be moving the lettuce around, the cheese around, the pickles around, and up and down in order to have it be in the correct stacking order. And the shortcuts are apple bracket. So apple left bracket, apple right bracket, or command right and left bracket. Also, if you need to do that other technique he did where he had things with a fill, where again you hit the copy, the paste, and you got rid of the fill or the stroke, that's simply going to be over here and with these shortcuts, copy, paste, paste in front, right? So I think for now what I'd love to do is get you started by bringing it in, locking it in, right, embedding it and then locking it, and then starting to very slowly start to build the shape. What is totally acceptable is if you need to bring in, you know, let's say a shark. You want to have a little pet shark, and you don't know how to draw a shark. Well, I don't know how to draw a shark. I like this one because he looks like he's singing. So if you wanted, he's just like, yeah, he's got a lovely singing voice. So you could bring him in, and then you could, you know, grab the pen tool, trace him, and he could be part of the Toki Doki, but keep the simplicity, right? Keep the really bold funness of the Munny and the Toki Doki. And what I would like to suggest doing that I think will make your life a little easier is if you are picking, this probably won't have, you know, more than 10 colors. What I like to do if I'm going to send something to the printer is I like to make boxes up at the top. So let's select that box.
Oh, like a color.
Like a colors, yeah. Like if you're like, okay,
Without having to go to swatch it.
exactly. So for me, I know that I'm only going to use 10 colors. And one of the things that we have not covered yet is that when he talks, the Toki Doki guy talks about him, he can use maybe 4 to 6 colors tops. Because every time he throws another color in there, you are raising the price, right? So what might be kind of cool is if you're going to use this orange a lot, just make a square, fill it with that orange, and now that is at the top, and you can always go and reference it without trying to find it, right? So this is something I do a lot, especially since I've started doing some textile design. So just select the box, hit I, it fills up, and then, you know, if you want to keep it, I would say between 8 to 10 colors total. So that's 6. I think you can do this with 8. All right, and then because that looks a little janky, we can go to the align them all at the top, and then align them, distribute them evenly. And then the colors that you use can all be up here, because this will be a way for you to get used to sending things to print. Okay, so any questions on how to get started? This is due next week. We're having a soft crit on Monday. So the rest of the class is lab. If you have any questions, and I think that we need to stop, drop, and lecture, I'll do that. Okay?